Welcome to YellBro. I am Jordan, and today we're going to react to a story which I kind of brought up of this cat Abughazaleh and her run for office, but there was apparently some leaks from Drop Site. I'm sure they got it from someone else. Whatever the fuck. There's some leaks in regards to her not being so anti-intervention or whatever, to where things like she wants Russia to pay, allegedly. And I think Breaking Points is here to confront her about this. You can see the crystal ball, gaping mouth thumbnail. I'm sure gonna crop that out for my viewers because they love that. Uh, Hopefully, they confront her and ask her tough questions, and I'm here for it. But first, do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We're in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, this video will be linked for you to look at on your own. In fact, I'm going to bring up... So will this thing. This thing will be brought up too. You can see here. New. The CIA has been working to arm Kurdish forces with the aim of fomenting a popular uprising in Iran. Multiple people familiar with the plan told CNN. So there is a Kurdish population in Iran, right? And just like Syria, what you do is anyone who doesn't like the government, you give them weapons and money. Sneeze. Sorry, I had to sneeze. You give them weapons and money and shit like that to overthrow the government. I had to sneeze again. God damn it. Yes, this is what you do if you want to not I don't know, not dedicate your troops to a ground war. What you do is you get other people to do it for you. And if the Kurds go with this, maybe it works out for the U.S. in the sense of, devil worshipping, cunty behaviors. Sneeze. God damn it. My nose is running, forgive me. But I'm hearing some reports and ideas that the Kurdish don't want that to happen, or don't want to participate in that, where it could be U.S. troops on the ground, which is scary, right? That's my fourth sneeze. All right, just start a video sneezing. Before, nothing. I'm saying. Anyways, yeah, and that does pertain to this story right here with the Abughazaleh girl. Because as far as we understand, the quote unquote mainstream Democrats, the establishment Democrats, their external focus has been on Ukraine, Russia, more so than Iran. My fifth sneeze. Not to say that they wouldn't care about Middle Eastern policy or ideas. They would. It'd just be a lot more quiet, I think, compared to Ukraine, Russia, where it's these guys are an open adversary. You can date it back to 2016, and oh my God, Trump is bought and paid for by the Russians, right? Meanwhile, every policy that Trump does goes against the Russians, seemingly. But in rhetoric, different, right? So hopefully this girl can explain that and have a real argument for it, other than oh well, Russia invaded Ukraine. Well, there's more to that story than just Russia invading Ukraine. Although fuck Russia for doing that, right? It's more so are you understanding how these things happen in the first place? Which is what I look for from a lot of these politicians. What do you know about how they got there in the first place? From NAFTA to immigration, from Chavez to Maduro in regards to U.S. relations over there, the Middle East and the war on terror and 9/11 and all that stuff. If you can't dot back or breadcrumb back to these initial stories, then you're kind of useless, in my opinion. But I'm gonna give her a chance because I never really sat here and listened to her. So let's give her a chance. Here is, hopefully in English, there we go. Cat Abughazaleh response on Iran, Taiwan, Ukraine, and interventionism. Let's see. Here we go.
All right, guys, so this morning we are talking to Illinois congressional candidate for the 9th Congressional District, Kat Abughazaleh. She is running in a Democratic primary right now, and we wanted to talk to her specifically about foreign policy. Kat, welcome. Great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
Yeah, of course. So just to give people a little bit of sort of context and backstory here, Ryan was able to get his hands on an email that had been sent from a campaign advisor to you, who I understand is no longer with the team, that represented a number of your views that people had questions about because they found some of those views relatively surprising. So we figured rather than trying to parse secondhand from an advisor who's no longer with the team anymore, we would just speak to you directly about these things. So glad to have you.
That's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. So maybe she saw that. She's like, yo, get rid of this person, right? But let's see what she says, actually, because if I hear like straight up talking points, basically, of why to not have intervention, which is, you can date back to any politician you want to. They'll have words out loud about not wanting intervention. You have before Drain the Swamp for Trump fans, right? Before Drain the Swamp, there was like, oh my God, all the fucking pork fat on these bills, right? The Washington's corrupt and all that stuff, right? It has been there as far as talking points. Different words, but same talking points essentially. Then they get into office and they behave that way. So like, I'm curious to hear her words. Like really explain this, Kat, please. Also, I'm in love twice. I'm in double vision of hotness.
Anyway. I heard her talk the other day and she was fucking like that. She was using like foreign policy talking points and I was like, oh god damn, you sound like a robot lady.
Hey, I'll say fair.
Democrat robot.
I'll say fair enough. You know, respect your opinion, but I have to see for myself. So thus, here is Kat Abughazaleh.
Abughazaleh.
Kat Abu. Here we go. Here we go.
You today.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. So I actually wanted to start with an issue that wasn't in that letter. We'll get to the letter in a minute, but that is top of mind for people, which is the Iran war. So the first question is just, what do you think about the Iran war? Do you support or oppose it, and why?
I absolutely oppose it. This was completely unprovoked. And as we saw in reporting this morning, Pete Hegseth is trying to paint this as a Christian war, with one commander even telling his squad that this is to bring Jesus back through the Armageddon. This is a violation of international law. It's disgusting, and it's on Congress to pass a war powers resolution. This is also
okay, but she's taking that as a serious point instead of being like, well, maybe this guy's using that as a propaganda or brainwashing tool to get some of the soldiers to buy into what's happening, right? But instead she's like, oh, he means that because it makes him look bad, which is, shout to Kyle Kulinski, something like that, right? Playing politics versus like saying what you think out loud. But okay, sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying, like, that's what it screams immediately.
I'm new to this lady, so I'm seeing in the background some only you can prevent fascism with Smokey the Bear.
Yep, I saw that.
Home ice.
I'm trying to be fair, Jesse.
Okay.
I'm trying to be fair. But I see the background.
I don't know her full background. I just know she's Democrat so far. I guess I'm not completely sure where she lands.
She's a part of the Hassan Piker gang.
Yeah, well, I'll be fair. Like, once again, I see the go home ice. I saw the Smokey the Bear thing. I see those things. Fair enough. But that could be like, it could be advertisement or it could be like a genuine expression. And I'm trying to find out. But the start is not so good. And sorry, political people that are going to dive into certain candidates or whatever the fuck. I'm sorry, but this is how I like go through things psychologically. Like, I'm giving you my mind out loud. It's a major pause. I'm doing that. Here's my mind being said out loud. Here we go. You don't have to believe me. Be critical. Yeah. Shut up. All right, here we go.
So another impeachable offense for Trump. Absolutely oppose it, and I'm just couldn't be more disgusted.
So, Kat, let's go through some of the email to get your sense on where you agreed with Ben Mermel, the national security advisor, and and where you disagreed with him. But first of all, is it true that he's no longer with the campaign? And was it this email? Was it something else? Like, if he's no longer with the campaign, what was the decision there?
Yeah, let's start with Ben. So Ben was helping us write some policy on everything from animal rights to our Free and Sovereign Palestine page. He actually offered to resign the second the story broke because we have 2 weeks till Election Day, and he didn't want the story to be about him. He wanted to support the campaign, and it was a mutual decision. Mainly because this was communication that was not passed by the campaign. It was not approved by the campaign. I would not have used such aggressive language, and there were some characterizations in there that I actively disagree with. But I also take umbrage with some of the characterizations I've seen of Ben, and I do want to clear this up right now. Sure. First off, I have seen people try to paint him as anti-Palestine, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Ben actually grew up in an Orthodox Jewish family and has lost many of his personal relationships, his family, his friends, his community for standing up for Palestinian dignity. He and I have spent hours articulating our right to return policy, which of course is very personal to myself and my family because, we're Palestinian. He has consistently, actually, when he was at the GW encampment, I was also at the GW encampment. He was characterized as attending a pro-Israel counter-protest there. Both the encampment and the counter-protesters were extremely close together. I know he spoke to some of the hostages' family.
Damn, Ben, you got a resume going right now.
I think that it's very disingenuous and also unfair to characterize him as anti-Palestine, considering what he has risked in his own personal life to stand up.
Okay. Right now it screams Hill Dog, right? A little bit of Hillary here.
Sounds like a suit, bro.
It's just like rattling off shit like that is just kind of. Once again, it's not even about like mannerisms. It's just like the context of the matter. Seems quite. I mean, good for Ben, man. He's got a good resume going here. He should just play this at job interviews. Like, yo, see this? Boom, on his fucking iPad. Like, here, play this. Here, see, look at this. I'm good. Okay. Fair enough, but it seems like Cenk Uygur-ish, right? Cenk Uygur, he does a lot of like name brand statements, like over and over again, to where it's like these guys are good because they're progressive, and progressive means good, right? Instead of like actual detailed based stuff. But I get maybe it's a friend of hers, right? She's defending him. I just have some doubts already. Intuition doubts. I know, I'm sure fans of her, Kyle was like, Jordan, shut the fuck up, Jordan. Jesus Christ, let the progressives win. But then if she screws you over later, will you show up and apologize? Probably not. So let's keep it moving. Here we go.
For Palestinian human rights. The main issue for his departure is the lack of communication with the campaign. We also were made aware of him inviting HSI, which is a part of ICE, to speak to a group that he was in. I very much disagree with that. I know that his perspective at that time was like, well, it's not like the bad part of ICE. It's an investigation wing. And I think that he now realizes that ICE has been bad since it's been created. And hopefully he wouldn't make that decision again, but I do have a problem with it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let's dig into the letter then a little bit. You said you disagreed with some of the framing or some of the language in the letter. Could you just be a little bit specific about that? And we can just put as an example, put G1 up on the screen as an example of some of the language in the letter. It described you as firmly an interventionist, and it also said you won't stop until Russia's made to pay for its crimes. Among other, policy characterizations. But what was some of the language in there that you felt was not reflective of the views that you hold?
Thank you.
Well, those two quotes specifically are probably where I'd start. Won't stop until Russia is made to pay for its crimes seems vague and aggressive, but firmly an interventionist, I would very much disagree with.
Okay. Is there a thing for you with Russia that you might say? Please explain it to the fucking classroom. I'd almost stop her there, like, hold on. Okay, these cannot be attributed to you. Do you have some, like, what is your response? Like, is this the opposite of you? Is this, like, close to you? Is it, like, meh? Explain yourself, right? Because we're not here to, well, maybe not breaking points, but if it was me, right? I'm not here to boost your campaign. I'm here to ask you as a human being, who the fuck are you? Who are you, and what are you doing here? That is the main job of like these type of like interviews. That's what they should be. Who are you, and why are you here? What's going on? All right. We'll see if we hear that. Here we go.
Oh.
First off, I would not describe myself, and I've never described myself as an interventionist when it comes to Ukraine and when it comes to anywhere in the world, including the United States' own actions.
What does that mean to you?
Anti-war of aggression, anti-invasion, anti-crimes against humanity. And I think one thing that email didn't capture is how we need to exhaust all diplomatic options for humane foreign policy, and that any sort of military aid would be an absolute last resort. Also not captured there is talking about how paying for arms to Ukraine to protect itself from invasion should be paid for through seizing Russian oligarch assets, which has been a proposed solution in countries in Europe and is one I believe that we should enact here. But what I really want to lead with.
So sanctions to gather assets to use the. Did I hear that right? Did I hear that correctly? Let me play that again. I'm sorry. One more time. Here we go.
For arms to Ukraine to protect itself from invasion should be paid for through seizing Russian oligarch assets, which has been a proposed solution in countries in Europe and is one I believe that we should enact here.
So that shit already happens though. Like fucking,
yeah,
they already take Russian assets.
It's exactly. Seizing assets to fund quote unquote defense of Ukraine. Like if I'm interviewing her, like how do I not have questions on that? Like, oh wait, excuse me, lady, please. Sorry, cat lady, slow down. What do you mean by that? Like, what does that mean? Like, give me a hypothetical. Give me a thought experiment. What do you mean by that? How does that play out? Like, what does that fucking mean?
Stealing, right?
Well, let's be real. She means sanctions.
That's not yours.
She means sanctions, essentially, right? Typical sanctions.
Oh.
Take those sanctions, extract their value, and then use that to fund Ukraine. In what form or fashion, cat lady? Exactly. It's like, now I have to call her cat lady now. Like, it is what it is. Like, you have a negative nickname from Jordan already. In the first, 3 minutes? 5 minutes? 5:21. I'm already calling you names because I'm hearing a lame brain politician so far.
Yeah, she speaks like she has a suit on.
Kyle, if you did a video on this lady and you're endorsing her like this, if you are endorsing her to that degree, bro, I'm going to wreck your shit, bro. Your fans won't get it, but don't worry, the universe does. Well, let's continue.
And perfect. When was this? Did this video come out?
I saw this today. For me, 11 hours ago. 11 hours ago.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, it's like at this point, it's like, why are you still like isolating the situation to like just Russia and Ukraine? Like, why? Like, I would ask, like, why have you not looked at like all the other things that have happened in that region and like how like the certain like maneuvers the United States has done has harmed like all of Europe, not just Russia or Ukraine. Like, it's harmed a lot of different places like Germany. Like, the whole reason why Germany has like transitioned back into a war economy is literally because of like policies and maneuvers the US has done, which the purpose of it has actually been to not just hurt Russia but Europe as a whole, in my opinion.
I mean, I can't ignore Obama as he's walking out of office. Like, I mean, like, damn near like like around to say like days and months of him walking out as president for the last time, right? And I'm seeing like, I mean, aggression. Now, this is not me dick riding Russia and giving them an excuse to invade another country. That's already blatantly devil worshipping cunty. I'm just saying, like, there was a U.S. buildup towards these areas as, you know, Trump's coming into office. It's there. I think Trump's with it, honestly, personally. I'm just saying, like, there was buildups, like, almost like surrounding, like, the way Iran was surrounded and is surrounded. Same thing with Russia happened. Same thing. surrounding them. And it's like, if I get no sense of her knowing that or being aware of, like, how do things happen in the first place? It's like, are you getting that sense, anyone? That you're getting a sense of, like, her, like, knows, like, how these things happen in the first place? I don't think she has a sense of it. In her words, at least.
And I think she, like, has so much, like, support. I'm not saying so much, but, like, in terms of her rhetoric, she, like, has support for these sanctions and stuff like that. Because, like, when you sanction Russia, those sanctions don't hurt America. Like, Americans don't really feel that because they'll be making Europe dependent on American oil, which is much more expensive. So, like, those type of sanctions hurt Europe, like all of Europe. So it's like she's not really gonna feel it at all. So she can, like, talk about, like, sanctions all she wants. She's never really gonna feel it.
Yeah. Especially if she's in office, she won't feel anything. She'll be fucking cocaine at that point, Brad. She'll be fucking numb. She'll be numb to all of it. Novocaine. Be fucking numb to all of it. And it's like, damn, man, I want someone who, like, feels like the slightest sense, like this tiniest little bite of something, man. I want, like, that level of empathetic sensitivity. I really do. Like, where, like, you feel those little things. And it's like, man, this could lead to something else. Which is why you want to hear an assessment of, like, how do we get here in the first place? You want to hear that. Instead of, like, what's the word? Colloquial, whatever. Just rhetoric, right? Just rhetoric and rhetoric and rhetoric. You want to hear more than that. You want to hear explanation. I hope. But once again, I'm gonna look up Kyle and this lady now. I have to do it because I'm hearing a lame so far. Unless she wants to date YellBro, then we're good. Then, go cat lady. Cat lady 2026. Midterms. Let her win. Meow. Her campaign commercial. Meow. All right. Here we
go. But what I really want to lead with is humane foreign policy. I'm endorsed by Peace Action, which is the world's largest grassroots peace network.
I'm going to back up a bit. But you could say words. I want humanitarianism. Those are words. What is your policy towards that? You can't just say, I'm for humanitarianism, but I'm also like, this group knows me. They like me. So, like, we're good. You have to explain how things happen, cat lady. I hope she means well. I really do. I don't know her. I hope she means well. But right now I'm getting a sense of, like, a bullshit politician fucking rhetoric. Here we go.
Which has been a proposed solution in countries in Europe and is one I believe that we should enact here. But what I really want to lead with is humane foreign policy. I'm endorsed by Peace Action, which is the world's largest grassroots peace network. I firmly believe that in my ideal United States, we are leading with public diplomacy. We are ensuring
these are words, not policy,
reinstitution, and also expansion of USAID and issuing reparations to the global South, especially in the focus of infrastructure and renewable energy.
Wait, pause real quick.
I'm wrecked. My God.
Like, I hope she understands that with the amount, it's not reparations if it's like the amount of shit you've stolen from like these certain places. Like, it's like, for example, right? If we're walking down the street and like some random person like kicks your ass and takes, like, you got like maybe like I don't know why anyone would ever have this, but let's say hypothetically they have like $1,000 in their wallet. Yeah. They kick your ass, beat you to the point where you nearly die, right? And they steal like all your money and all your stuff, right? And then maybe like a month later, they give you like $10, $15, $25 back out of that thing. It's like, is that really reparations? Even though you stole all this stuff?
True that. And then not to mention the mental fucking emotional damage you got from getting your ass beat randomly.
That's not a bad reference. That's not bad. It's like, like, hey man, like, listen, sanctions relief is not the same as reparations, but she might define, sanctions relief as reparations, as in like, hey, those, let's say like Venezuela, right? The gold that's like in London fucking bank somewhere, right? We let you have it. It's like, see, look, reparations. Like, no, that was theirs in the first place. And you gave them like a percentage of it too, by the way. Well, interest, and we held on to this money for so long. Like, we're trying to, monthly fees of like holding your bank account up. You know what I'm saying? Although you had no access to it. Like, that's the logic of like. I couldn't agree more with what you just said, Hickory. that is exactly what the fuck. And like, now to be fair here, maybe she gets that, right? But like, I need her to explain that she gets that. It is not reparations.
Talking like she's running for president though, and it's like, bro, you're running for Congress. It's like Congress ain't gonna vote for global South reparations.
Well, like, okay, once again, the Obama deal with Iran, right? That was not, as far as I understand, it was not a, hey, we're going to just give you billions of dollars, right? It's more so like, here's what we held back for all this time. So, like, this is kind of yours anyways. Like, instead of, like, reparations, it's at the same time, it is at a discount, too, of what they could have generated in that time period. It's at a discount. Like, they charge them interest for stealing their money. Like, we stole your money, we're charging the interest to get it back, essentially. And it's like, how is that? Like, you need to assess that, lady, cat lady. God damn it! Like that needs to be a part of, like, to make sure I understand that you understand. Otherwise, it's just platitudes, straight up. I want a more harmonious earth, and I want relief for the downtrodden, and I want cotton candy. Well, that's actually probably too detailed to say like cotton candy for everyone. It's probably too detailed for her, seemingly. I want love and prosperity for everyone. It's like emptiness.
I want
it's
access
empty
to cotton candy for everyone.
It's just like there's no details with us. I don't know what the fuck you mean by any of this. I have no clue. Not a fucking clue what she means by any of this. She's just saying that we want better infrastructure. Like, okay, like what? In detail, please. How? How you gonna make it happen? I don't mean like the fucking Republican, like, oh my god, communism. How you gonna make it happen, huh? You gonna raise taxes, huh? I don't mean that. Say that answer if that's the case. Like, be upfront about it. Just say like what you mean by how you're gonna get something done. Like, just really do it. But instead, I'm hearing platitudes. It looks like there are signs in the background. Fuck ICE. Why do you say fuck ICE? Well, because. Fuck ICE. Because. It's like, that's not good enough. Have a fucking reason, an answer, logistics, something. Something. Please.
This goes back to that one guy, Jacko, where it's his idea of you have the right line of thought to begin with on these topics. Like, why F ICE?
Yeah.
Like, why do you believe that?
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, I would hope that, listen, I would hope that people would be already like looking past these type of politicians already. She's doing a PR job. You can hear it, man. No offense to her. Already into the video, and I'm hearing like political PR style shit, right? But still, it's like, I don't know, like, as a person, right? Like, please say something. Please, I fucking beg you to. Please say something. I beg you to. Be the hot Palestinian that you are. All right, here we go.
Things that I think we should be
At
focusing
any point
on,
in this video,
and deterrence.
the cat's gonna walk in.
I know. Just walk across the fucking screen. Actually, all right, 1 second. Let me leave and come back real fast. I'm back. I'm so back. All right, here we go.
Is its own subject, but I do not describe myself as an interventionist.
The two main things that people picked up on here were the Russia-Ukraine policy and then kind of China-Taiwan. So I mean, let's do Russia-Ukraine first,
which is
so rather than get into
China,
what
Taiwan
the
is both
email
parties.
says is your policy. Tell us what your policy is.
Democrat Party.
She kind of looks like fucking
that,
Sebs.
as the memo says,
with vitiligo.
The U.S. should arm Ukraine until basically every square foot of Ukrainian land is taken
Jackson.
back from Russia. How do you see this ending?
Thank you, Ryan Graham. For
I mean, I want to be realistic.
Oh my God, what did I do?
He also
hairdo
sort of looks like the chick from Sam and Cat and Victorious.
Oh my God, that must be some Gen Z shit. No clue what that is.
She looks like the crazy chick from Flight of the Conchords. I'm just kidding.
Either way, Ryan Grimm asked a pretty good question to ask for detail about things. His question was detail orientated, so I want to hear that. Here we go.
Its own subjects, but I do not describe myself as an interventionist.
The two main things that people picked up on here were the Russia-Ukraine policy and then kind of China-Taiwan. So I mean, let's do Russia-Ukraine first. So rather than get into what the email says is your policy, tell us what your policy is. Do you believe that, as the memo says, that the U.S. should arm Ukraine until basically every square foot of Ukrainian land is taken back from Russia? How do you see this ending?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be realistic here. I'm not sure that there is a world right now where Ukraine gets every square foot of land that Russia has illegally seized.
You're not answering.
But there is a way that
you're not answering yet. I'm sorry, she's not answering yet. I don't see that as realistic. Like, no. What do you want to happen? What do you think should happen? Right? That's simple. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be realistic here. I'm not sure that there is a world right now where Ukraine gets every square foot of land that Russia has illegally seized. But there is a way that we can get Ukraine to a position where they have equal footing or an advantage at the bargaining table. I mean, part of the reason that this has been so costly for both states and for every state that is siding with either one is that there wasn't firm enough policy to demonstrate that this would be a costly affair, both in human life and in dollars. So the effort of arming Ukraine needs to be rooted in the idea of getting to a negotiating table where they are able to fight for their own self-determination, and then also politically recognizing illegally seized land as still part of Ukraine.
So once
that is a non-fucking answer. Crystal, shut the fuck up. Ryan, ask her another question. Like, ask her a follow-up, please. Crystal, unless Crystal knows, maybe, okay, I'll be fair. Maybe Crystal knows, like, what she probably should be asking right now. I hope she does. But right now, it's like, that was a non-answer. That was a non-fucking answer. You're, like, right now, her answers are worse than AOC before she got fucking elected. I'm sorry. Like, she's worse than her. Like, she sounds like AOC elected. Versus like before elected. Straight up, she does. This is a moral pursuit.
She does.
This is about.
She's already making excuses for these people. Like, I was gonna say, let's not pretend like the people that set this shit up and orchestrated it from both sides didn't know like the shit was gonna tumble into this. Like, this was the whole point, for it to tumble into this.
I mean, seemingly, like, if you have her brain turned on, like, it looks like it's a concerted effort in a certain direction. Straight up. I don't. Once again, I'm trying. Like, people may not believe this, but I'm trying to be fair to this cat Abughazaleh girl. I'm trying to be fair, like, trying to be like, give a fair shake to her. Pause. But hey, I'll listen to what you're saying. But it's. I'm hearing too much things I've heard before in regards to dealing with these foreign policy, geopolitical topics. And it's like almost like non-answers. And then when the time comes, let's say she wins, right, in Illinois. Like, when the vote comes, I can't trust her based on her answers. I can't. I mean, it it is what it is. All right, let's keep playing. Here we go. God damn it.
So politically recognizing illegally seized land as still part of Ukraine.
So one specific question there, early in the war, there's reports that Ukraine and Russia were actually pretty close to a deal. And that deal would have involved, Russia taking some land, Crimea, probably parts of eastern Ukraine. And the US and the UK intervened to stop that diplomacy and to
siding with either one is that there wasn't firm enough policy to
I got my shit turned off first. Did anyone else's thing go black?
In human life and in dollars. So the effort of arming Ukraine needs to be rooted in the idea of getting to a negotiating table where they are able to fight for their own self-determination, and then also politically recognizing illegally seized land as still part of Ukraine.
Also, I just want to say, because thank you for the blackout rewind of that. You could tell by Ryan Grimm has like a follow-up. But what she just said right there is Trump's policy towards Ukraine and Russia. It's the same policy. Basically. Getting people to, we arm to get them to the negotiating table to actually, but meanwhile, it's like, I'm looking for a reality here in regards to that conflict, as far as I understand it. I'm not seeing reality kicking in. I'm seeing, political talking points. That's what I'm saying. It's like, she may even look annoyed about these questions. I would have been like, yo, Crystal, hold on 1 second. Let me say this. I would do that if I was Ryan Gunn, because it looks like he has a follow-up. You didn't actually answer that question, did you? Let me ask it again in a different way. Explain this to me. Which needs to happen, but Crystal saved her. All right, here we go. In my opinion.
So one specific question
not saying on purpose,
early in the war,
saying,
there's reports that Ukraine and Russia were actually pretty close to a deal. And that deal would have involved, Russia taking some land, Crimea, probably parts of eastern Ukraine. And the US and the UK intervened to stop that diplomacy and to continue the war. So do you think that was the right move for the U.S. to intervene at that point and continue arming Ukraine and sort of block that potential diplomatic solution? Do you think that was the right decision, or do you think that was the wrong call at that point?
I mean, personally, I think that historically appeasement has not been shown to be an effective solution to invasion, but I also firmly, when it comes to foreign policy, my leading principle is the idea of self-determination. And I think in that moment, it should have been up to the people of Ukraine to decide where they wanted to reach a peace deal. But once again, that's leading in self-determination. I'm not sure the exact call I would have made in that moment, because frankly, I'm not under bombings right now. And it's much different when you are in that position. I don't think it should be the United States and any other country's role to force any country to decide what decision to make in its own self-determination.
So,
yeah, but you'd fund it though. Thus, it is kind of in a sense of you have some sort of role to play in regards to it, because I'm getting the sense that you would fund it if Ukraine's like, listen, our self-determination is on the line here. Give us money and bombs. I think you might do it, lady. Unless it's Gaza, and that's different. It's like,
and isn't the the number one fundamental of self-determination the ability to live? So it's or human life. So it's why would you want this to go on further? Rather if it's Russian oligarchs or Ukrainian oligarchs overseeing Ukraine or Russia or whatever, I think that's irrelevant. I think it's more relevant for people to stop getting blown up.
Yeah.
And it's can people go back to the coffee shops? Can they, stop having to go through forced conscription and stuff like that?
I mean,
just go back to normal life.
This should be calculated, but as much as she's saying oh, well, we're not Ukrainian, so we don't understand what the lives they're living is, right? But neither does their higher ups. Zelensky will be in Washington as some kids getting killed on the fucking streets. or in a battlefield somewhere, right over there. Meanwhile, Zelensky's in a fucking jumpsuit at the White House. So it's like I want to hear like
Zelensky sold his people out to be a freaking cannon fodder proxy to take down Europe. Like, what a coward, bro. Like, you have a choice to be like, no, we're not going to be your, like, little cannon fodder puppet to take down Europe or, like, to harm Europe. You know what I mean? But I don't know. He just is okay with sacrificing all these people. And so are the other people in Europe. And so is Russia.
Well, it's like, regardless of how you, like, assess the situation over there, I'm still waiting, like, I agree with you, by the way. I do agree with you in regards to Zelensky and some of the leadership over there, where these guys are sacrificial lambs. They are. For whatever reason. I don't know what their main reason is, because it looks like it's maybe a losing bout, but maybe they have European backing, so thus they can survive and maintain certain territories or whatever the fuck, right? Who knows? I don't know, personally. I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, I'm waiting for, back to this lady, I'm waiting for an actual, like, real assessment. Anything. Please give me a sense of that you're a person, not a talking point machine. I'm waiting for, like, something real to happen. I'm not getting a sense of that. Forgive me for not.
Her face right now. That's how she's thinking 24/7.
Like, I don't want to see. Like, I don't want that to be the case, though, Hickory. I don't want that to be the case. I want her to. I hope she's like some young kid, some young person, like, fighting in the stupidity of the fucking world. I want to see that. I'm not getting that, though. I'm getting Hillary. I swear to God, I'm getting fucking Hillary fucking Clinton, bro. Fucking Hill Dog. I'm getting, like, talking points and, like, easily said words that kind of dismiss the actual veracity of the question, if that makes sense, right? Where it's like actually, like, I'm trying to dig into, like, what do you actually believe as a person? And instead I'm getting, like, almost like a canned answer. Like you're doing like a video game, like, you know, multiple choice, like, what do you say here in this situation? Skyrim or fucking Fallout or some shit like that. So I feel like that's what I'm getting. Instead of, like, who are you and why do you care? And, like, let that out, cat lady. Please. I fucking beg you to. I swear to God, Kyle better not be fucking dick riding this lady. I'll flip a shit. I will flip a shit. But all right, let's hear, because Ryan's getting another chance to argue with her. And Crystal's question wasn't bad. It's just like, find the timing for that, Crystal. That's all. Not a bad question. Just, like, find, like, those, you know, spots to say that thing. But I think Ryan was on to something to, like, really push this lady to, like, answer these questions without, like, being able to run the talking points. That's what I'm looking for. Let's find out what Ryan asked. Here we go.
Force any country to decide what decision to make in its own self-determination.
So the war has lasted longer than World War One at this point.
All right, never mind.
It has created a
never mind. Ryan took it to another
generational crisis of demography for Ukraine.
Forgive me. It feels like he's already took it to another topic already. In my opinion, not a different topic, but, like, different from what he was asking before, which is, like, very visceral. Versus now, it's like, are you trying to, like, nice her into an answer about something instead of, like, yo, you had some certain veracity in your first question? Like, lean towards that, Ryan Grimm. Otherwise, what's your fucking point? But then again, we're watching Breaking Points. It is what it is. No offense to them. It's just like, they don't know epistemology. They understand politics, seemingly, and news stories, at least on the surface, but they're not so good at epistemology. They're not reading the room. They're just, I don't know. Let's find out where they go. Here we go.
A generational crisis of demography for Ukraine.
Yes.
I'm looking at it. Sorry, pause real quick.
If
I'm looking at Kyle's channel right now, and I think he is freaking deriding this cat lady.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, she's so epic, and they're going through like her greatest hits or whatever, like talking about stuff.
Now YouTube, I want you to know, like there's certain people I listen to that say certain information or ideas. Hickory's one of them where I'm like, I listen to what he's saying, but still, I have to, my own sanity, have to see for myself. But like, at the same, like I do kind of like I trust you in regards to that stuff, and other people too. Just many people I do trust in regards to that stuff. But
The record, I'm not totally sure that I just like looked at like maybe like a little bit of it.
yeah,
So I can't, I haven't seen the whole video.
I need to see like the actual brainworms before I like actually flip a shit. I swear to God, that's my personality. I have this like, oh my God. But I already believe you. The way you said that, I'm like, yeah, it's probably there, isn't it? And Kyle's doing the dick riding thing. Lovely, Kyle. You fucking genius. God damn it. I haven't seen it, once again, have not seen that myself, but I can fucking believe it. Fuck, Kyle. Jesus Christ.
Put it in the group chat.
Yeah, all right. Actually, we'll look at the end of this interview, basically, or when I get bored of this interview. I'll put it on in the video. So, all right, here we go.
So the war has lasted longer than World War One. At this point, it has created a generational crisis of demography for Ukraine.
Yes.
As I'm sure you've seen, if you watch, there are countless videos going around of basically gangs of Ukrainian government officials like snatching
I don't want to hear
fairly elderly
about
people
Gaza,
off the street,
but not Ukraine. I want to
pushing
hear
them
that
into
shit,
vans, driving them to the front. A lot of Ukrainian men have left for other parts of Europe. If it's that difficult for the Ukrainian government to force its own people to go to the front lines and die in this war, why do we believe that we should then continue pushing them to go there? Doesn't that say something about their lack of interest in pursuing this war if they have to be forced at gunpoint to go die for this? And so at what,
as more blatant,
Russia
but
also has suffered
many
tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of casualties. Why does at what point does it become a cost that is like acceptable to the United States? What you said, you want them to bear a cost so that they don't do it again. Haven't they borne that cost at this point, or what would the cost be?
Dismissed that
I'm sorry, I don't know when I said that. I was mentioning that this war has been costly, and that's I think the aspect of everything that you said shows that war is hell. I think it should be up to the Ukrainian people, and whether it is a referendum or whether it is negotiating from their leadership to decide what deal they want to make to end this war. But once again, invasion is not okay. It's not okay when the United States does it.
How would the Ukrainian
okay
people
when
express
Russia does
that sense of self-determination? There aren't elections, and when they are asked to go to the front lines, they resist.
That's part of the problem, ensuring that there are ways to have, like, I know that war is difficult, but I do think that there is more role for democracy to play here. But at the same time, I just need to stress that invasion and wars of aggression are not okay. It's not okay when the U.S. does it. It's not okay when Russia does it. And appeasement historically is not the answer or the instant salve to an invader as we'd like to hope it would be.
And then
Cat Lady, you have not separated yourself from the emails that were leaked. And I think Grimm's questions just showcase that. You are not separate from that idea of what's in those emails. But you're trying to like PR-wise, trying to separate yourself, but I don't see it, actually. And I think I get a sense of no offense to her. I don't know her. I don't know her facial expressions, but I'm getting are you annoyed by those questions? Are you annoyed by that? It's almost like Michael Tracy sweating. But for her, it's bitch, what did you just ask me? I feel like I'm getting that. I'm like, yo. Once again, sorry, Edley. She ain't the one, bro. She ain't it. I'm not saying that Ed endorsed her. He pointed her out, though. But I'm just saying, like, this girl is not it. She is not it. In my humble opinion. Every sign is saying no. Every fiber in my intuition saying, nope. No. Keep her away from power. But I'd ask her out for coffee, you know? It'd be a nice day. But politics? Fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. I think she's done already for me. She's already GG's. Like, it's done with. Sorry. Those answers were not good enough for the questions that were being asked. Not good enough. Platitude, talking point. Nah, you're done for me. You are done. A little bit more, but, like, I think I've seen what I wanted to say. Once again, I did this honestly, like, very curious about, like, who is this lady, what she thinks about things, especially, like, the recent email leak thing, right? Like, who is she? What's she about? And you can hear it in her answers, like, there's nothing here, man. There's nothing here. But watch someone, like, come out with knives out, like, yo, you better support this girl. You better. She's gonna save the fucking future for us. If you don't like her, you must be MAGA or MAGA light. That is the talking points that the audience is given, and they fucking run with it. A lot of them do. A lot of mouths do. It's just like, damn it, man. We're in such a fuck state in regards to actually going over discussions about actual fucking policy, about actual fucking human behavior, about actual, like, things we see with our eyes. Simply as, like, with our eyes. Those things are fucking taboo to talk about, apparently. What we see with our fucking eyes are taboo. Instead, it's like actual marketing. Is that Home Depot or is it like Go Home Ice? What is the difference when it comes to, no offense to her, but like this lady and Home Depot? What's the actual fucking difference? What is the difference? If you one is like cute and kind of clever, and the other one has like, oh my god, corporations. Is that how we do things? Like, for real? Instead of, like, substance? It's a t-shirt you fucking wear, right? A t-shirt or a placard you fucking show? Is that the fucking answer to things? Or is it about, like, substance? Right, guys? Like, who is this person? Do we trust her? Do we trust, like, what's her opponents like? Like, the people she's going against. Like, what are they like? How come these questions are not being asked or try to be answered to? Like, what's going on? Oh, God. All right. Play a little bit more.
I think that, like, like, people like this that are, like, running, try to keep it so broad and, like, you know, just, like, regular. Because they're afraid, like, they'll alienate, like, some portion of, like, people who will, like, get them into office. Like, I too was curious about, like, what this lady was about, is about, because, like, I never seen her before either until, like, right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think if, you know, whether or not it's like a platitude or, like, you know, a talking point, I think that's more, like, immaterial. I think what's important is, like, even if, like, you are saying platitudes, it's like, show, like, how you're, like, really about it. Like, don't just say, like, a one-off sentence. Like, really get into detail about it.
Yeah.
Like, you can start off with a platitude, but, like, you know, show why you really believe in it.
Well,
she hasn't really shown that.
Well, listen. Like, I'm going to question that too, to some degree, to where it's like, listen. If you have like a team of people like saying like, yo, you should say this for these questions, answer this way. Right? I'm sure she has like a team. I mean, the email showcases she has a team, right? Or like whatever, like you're running for office, and then all of a sudden these people show up to work for you and say, hey, you should say this instead. It sounds better. Say this instead, right? At some point, the humanity has to poke through. Otherwise, if you're only led by, like, if your only words out loud are based on an advisor, a speechwriter, a party, whatever. That means you already lost the point. Right. We're bullshitting at this point. Like something real has to come through at some point. I would hope. I've not heard a fucking instant of this fucking lady saying something like real to me. It seems like platitudes and talking points passed down from above, whether it's her team or or the party itself. Only way to win is just say this. Only way to win. It's like, excuse me? If I say like some real shit out loud and I lose, it's like, okay, they don't want real shit. If this other person's bullshit and I'm real, they don't want real. Accept that. The heroes accept that. Like, listen, the world doesn't want this. It's like, okay, I accept that. But to say like, listen, I'll be the good guy one day, but first I have to do this, get my hair a certain way, have my eyes be a certain way, have my speech be a certain way, have my fucking campaign commercials be a certain way, have my background be a certain way, have my posters in my background be a certain way. Like, once it all becomes strategical, you already lost the plot. It's already done. The plot is gone. Your point is to be the real good guy. And you can't fake it being the real good guy. So if you fall for this shit of marketing and PR teams and speech writers and all this shit, if you fall for that shit, bro, you were not meant to be here. Move on. Do something else. Be a good person somewhere else. I beg you to. Because this shit, you're going to sacrifice your righteousness for the sake of winning. Got the Kyle Kalinske. So like it has to be, you got to be gone with that shit, bro. It's got to go. For me, it's already it's a GG's for me. Already GG's. But I can't exactly leave because I'm looking at like why do people like this girl or follow her, right? They may hear like certain policies out loud that they like, so that's like I care for them in regards to that. Even though she's bullshitting in my opinion or being strategical in my opinion, but they are like, oh, I like those words and I believe in this, and that thing means good. So thus I pay attention to it to some degree. But still, it's like, you know, for her, the girl on screen right now, like, please, like, clean yourself and come back to us. If you want to do this shit, bro. Like, for real. Leave, go to a fucking Buddhist fucking monk hideout somewhere, spend 10 years there, then come back to us. Because this ain't it, man. Saying free Palestine is not a fucking, you know, whatever, a fucking hall pass to do whatever the fuck you want. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not good enough to say just to say free Palestine. I need a fucking reason why. And if that reason why doesn't apply to Ukraine, Russia, any other fucking conflict in the world, then you're full of shit to me. Like, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get the fuck out. Do something else, please. But then again, the political advantageous will say, shut the fuck up, Jordan. We need them here because they're better than the Republicans. That will be their answer.
So win, do you?
Exactly. And
it does feel like this whole thing is all about winning, because it's like if you really like cared more about like your ideas or whatever, or like the betterment of like the world, would it matter more to like be real? Because there's always going to be, no matter what you say, there's always going to be a certain like cohort or like certain group or groups of people that are going to hate what you say. So you might as well be real about it, and like instead of focusing on winning and like instead of focusing on the fear of like alienating certain groups, wouldn't it be more important like for like the like betterment of the world to put your ideas out there, no matter if like you get elected or not, and then eventually maybe they can come true, like not by you getting elected, but eventually somewhere down the line. I mean, maybe it won't even happen in your lifetime, but maybe you can really set the thing forward. Like maybe like the real stuff you talk about is like stuff like people never really like put thought to, and then now they're like, oh dang, this is a pretty interesting, you know, idea. And even if she doesn't get elected, it's like, you know, maybe someone like that can get elected, or maybe they don't. Maybe they find other avenues to actually get this stuff, you know, implemented.
I mean, it's gonna be rough. I wish the bottom floor of the whole panopticon of all this stuff was being real. Being wrong, right? As far as like the mass population, like, yo, you're wrong. But at least you're real about it. I wish that was the bottom floor, but it's nowhere near it. We are so far in facade land that, yeah. Thus, but someone has to start somewhere. You got to start it. Like, be real. Someone's got to start that shit, man. Otherwise, it's just going to be like, okay, the only way to win is to be fake as fuck and put posters in your fucking background and say platitudes out loud. Only way to win. I have the tattoos that you have, so let's vote for me, please. And they're running so hard, head and tail, away from, like, the point, which is to be authentic, right? Running so fucking hard away, like, so fast away from that shit that you can end up getting nowhere. It ends up being like, listen, that guy's Christian. He wants war with Iran. He wants war in Gaza or genocide in Gaza. But you know what? I don't. Like, that's your answer to things? I don't. Thank you, person. It's like, thank you for that. Does that mean real? Like, what do you actually believe? Like, bring the nuance, bring the ideas. Otherwise, it's just a after school fucking special, honestly. That's where we end up at, I guess. And, yeah, it's just so fucked. I'll play a little bit more, but, like, this girl's not in. I want to hear, who the fuck are you? Who are you when you're not trying to win office? Who the fuck is this lady? And guess what? If it's unpopular, fucking say it anyways, because it's real. That's what makes it, like, legit, is that it's real. Someone's going to disagree, sure, but, like, be real about it. That's all. Here we go. Fuck it. Here we go.
Salve to an invader, as we'd like to hope it would be.
And then how do you balance this? And this will tie into your Taiwan policy. How do you balance those principles of, national self-determination and opposing wars of aggression with concern that, for example, and you can tell me whether this is your policy or not, by providing long-range weaponry to Ukraine, allowing them to strike within Russia, increasing involvement in what, is clearly like a proxy war with the US directly involved on the side of Ukraine, that you're courting this direct engagement between two nuclear powers, which obviously in the nuclear age, we have to take extraordinarily seriously. So how do you balance those principles that you hold with a concern about, an escalatory spiral that could lead into, chaos and disaster?
Yeah, I think that this is one of those issues that in our modern diplomatic age, it's
platitude.
Like, there's no black and white, but I think the main thing here is that Putin doesn't just want to stop with part of Ukraine. That is not his plan. He will continue to take more and more. We saw this after 2014. The fact that he invaded Ukraine once again in a war of aggression shows that his goal is not just for one piece of the country or even just that country. We risk even greater conflict, not just between as like a proxy war.
Russia even has the ability to do that.
In my own values, I don't want to see, or I would not want to support Ukraine in that respect, but in a way of self-determination. But it would be, in that case, you would have even more countries that are directly drawn into this conflict, raising the stakes of possible nuclear war or possible conflict between superpowers. I also
destroy Russia so that there is, it's Jared Taylor. Get rid of minorities because then there's no racism because there's no minorities, right? They're all gone. So, there's no racism. We won. It's peace. Peace on earth. No Russia, no conflict. I swear to God, she's saying, that last shit right there, that little middle section was straight up Democratic Party talking points. And I think Ryan Grimm and Crystal Ball both know that as they're talking to this lady. There's no way you can support. It's no, she is Kamala Harris. I'm so sad about that, but she is. I don't know this lady, Abughazaleh or whatever the fuck. But she screams that. She screams it. That is, it's
looks like
Good, good.
Her name looks like a bug has Allah. What her name looks like.
Listen. We're not going. Okay, listen. We're not going there. All right. Listen. A bug does not have Allah. It's Abughazaleh. Abugababa. Whatever. That was a good question, and her answer showcased that. Listen, cat lady. If that guy Ben was lying in that email, apparently you lied in the right direction because that's what you sound like, lady. You sound like that. I mean, I think Breaking Point's just pointed out that you're a fucking plant, essentially. I think it's actually showcased here. I'm not saying Ryan Grimm and Crystal Ball are the fucking geniuses of planet Earth, but like, they just showcase you're full of it.
A pause even has like that story. Like,
what was that?
She looks like what you just said about how they kind of like exposed her. Like the pause right now, the freeze frame kind of like tells that story where like she looks panicked. She's like, "Oh God, they exposed me," and then Crystal's like, "You worthless
Crystal's
sack
like,
of crap."
She's like, "You bitch, excuse me, bitch." Ryan's like, "Yeah, sure, pal." It's like, no, that's it. That is hilarious. That's actually the freeze frame right there. That's hilarious. Chris is like, "Excuse me, bitch." Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is yeah. I'm very curious about Kyle's videos now because there's like, I'm hearing like once again, first time like really hearing her talk, giving her time like for a topic, and these are her answers, and I think the host and the audience are thoroughly disappointed. They're like, "Nah, not you. Yeah, you're done. Be more creative with your bullshit." But it's like, that's sad, man. Sad. I'm hoping for like a young person to be like a savage. This girl ain't it, man. She's not it. There's way that I want to say I know. Can't say that to be fair, but like I highly believe there are savages from a younger generation that can take over this shit, and this girl is not it. She's not it. She is seemingly like a fucking clone or something, like, bro. What did Prop say? Like a fucking robot? Like, yeah, I'm getting a robot vibe. Talking point robot, stenographer, style talker. Like, no chance, man. Anyways, she should quit. She should quit. Quit. Join YellBro's Discord. I dare you to. Cat lady.
Morning, guys.
Morning. What are you talking about?
Morning. What's up, dude?
And for much, I just woke up just now.
You're watching the Attitude Era highlights and rewind, right? So you're done?
No.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I
awesome.
first thing I first up I got onto was Discord when I woke up.
So you're watching Attitude Era highlights and replays, right? Good job, man. Thank you. Finally, for once. Thank you, K to say. Finally, listen.
Hey,
man.
what about the seasoning?
Anyways, we're doing a video right now, Katie, so you go back to sleep. Here we go.
Hey, just to the audience for the video plays, make sure to grab your bag of crisps and team biscuits.
He meant potato chips and no. Potato chips and soda. Here we go.
Right. Nuclear disarmament is a huge priority and something that I would want to champion in Congress, especially in a post-Trump world.
I agree. He's your generation, bro.
On the question of 2014, do you think the U.S. played a role in instigating by pushing?
I want to hear that one. That's a good question. Like, hey, do you think in 2014 the U.S. played a role in instigating the eventual invasion from Russia? Which is once again, not taking any blame away or taking any, let's be real, creepy bullshit, devil worshipping policy from Russia. I'm not taking that shit away. I'm just saying, on the surface, that's a worthy question. I'm curious what her answer is. And my guess is platitude nothingness, which will be my end of this video. I'll be like, all right, I'm done. Let's find out. Here we go.
Actually, in a post-Trump world.
On the question of 2014, do you think the U.S. played a role in instigating by pushing NATO closer and closer, active support for the Maidan uprising? What role and response? Because I think that goes to the question of American intervention and its virtues.
I totally get what you're saying, Ryan, but personally, I think the point is moot once you're invading another country, once you are violating that sovereignty.
Nope, she's avoiding that.
There is no equivocating on whether that's okay or not, no matter what the United States or any other country is doing. Invasion is a line that we need to draw.
Or we get it. We know it's not okay. We don't think it's okay.
Exactly. It's like, well, how'd you get here is the question. And she's like, oh, what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The point is that was bad. If I start history at 2014 and the invasion, like, that's bad. That event is bad. But what about before that? Doesn't matter. This is bad. Like, sure. I think we agree with that. But like, how'd you get there in the first place? Which is what I was looking for. But I've heard nothing. Which means this lady is not it. She is not it. I'll let her finish her answer, but like that's a non-answer to me. Here we go.
No equivocating on whether that's okay or not, no matter what the United States or any other country is doing. Invasion is a line that we need to draw.
All right, let's talk then a little bit about your policy on Taiwan and.
Okay, I need to fucking hear it, honestly. No offense, sir. I don't need to fucking hear it. I heard enough from Russia, Ukraine alone, and the non-answers, and also like when someone tried to someone gave you the context for you. A good let's be real. Honestly, like a good interviewer would like ask you questions to lead like to those statements of detail that Ryan Grimm gave her. To, like make sure you know to make sure you know what you're talking about, right? But he's like, I think he realized like, okay, this lady she's Hillary essentially on these topics. She's fucking Hillary Clinton on these topics. So thus, let me like make it blatant, right? Really like drag her here. Okay, what do you have as an answer for this? Does this like context mean anything to you? She's like, no, it doesn't. They invaded. That's it. Was her answer for this topic. It's like Taiwan, Chinese, like China, whatever. Honest to God, like because this is straight up State Department talking point. No fucking answers. No nuance. No details. No nothing. She is a GG's. Sorry, Democrat Party leaning people. Sorry, GG's. She should be done, but you guys might support her anyways because dumb. But all right. Before I end this, like, Hickory, anything? I'm sure you have some points if you want to say them. Good.
I gotta say, left is Ryan. He's got the drop on her.
She avoided it and they moved on. It is.
And also, would it possibly change your mind if you heard Kyle Kalinske talk about how awesome she is?
For me, that's less about her and more about Kyle. But for the audience member, you might want to think about that one. You might want to think about that. I think that was bullshit. I think Breaking Point's actually not the greatest ever of all time, but like they pushed her. They did push her. Both of them did. Crystal and Ryan Grimm pushed her. And you heard the answers. They were lame and lacking. So if Kyle's boosting her to the fucking sky, you should have some questions for that, I think. I hope. But who knows with these political brainwashed dumb fucks. Either way, I'm going to leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Once again, maybe you know more about her. Please send me a video where it's like, oh, here's her real answers. Please do so. I'll give it a look. I don't mind. Or if you're like, I hate this lady. Here's why. send that video. Please do so. My comments are essentially open. I turned off all settings of like blocking or filtering. Please say what you want in the comment section. Hopefully you can send me a video if you have disagreements or agreements. Like, please, anyone, I'll give it a look. Don't forget the share support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please join the Discord if you feel like all opinions are welcome. And we're in that Discord right now, so please join up. And yes, I will share the video, this video, and the other clip I had for you, the other post I had for you. They'll be shared for you to look at on your own. Because I'm done here. What was there left? Like 30 minutes left? 13 minutes in, 14 minutes in. I have a 40-minute video. You have plenty more shit for you.
30 more minutes.
I couldn't.
Of her being like,
I couldn't do
this
it.
isn't right. This can't happen. My ideal world.
It'd be a repeat cycle, like if we watch this whole thing. So, like, let's stop it here. You know, Ukraine, Russia was fucked up enough. It is what it is. Shut the Kyle Kalinske. But yes, please go watch it on your own. Most importantly, more than anything else, give this video and a packet of crisps a thumbs down. Wee.